Okay, hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Carl here, Stage K, back today with the second video, or third video, in my series on the X32 Compact. Since I will be selling off this console in the replacement for another console, nudge nudge, I am now making the X32 tutorial slash, show off type videos now, which I was supposed to make for over a year and a half ago, but never really got around to it, so here we are. So today, in this video, we're going to be focusing on the config and preamp input section. And for this example, and for the next couple of videos, for the examples we're going to be doing with these parameters, we are using a good old AKG D-live plugged right into channel 2 on the back of the console. So you can now see the top section of our X32, and here you have the config and preamp section. We click view on that to get it to show up on the screen. And then we can start with the basics. So you have your gain knob, which is going to adjust how much input, how much your preamp is adjusted on the back, which is your actual physical analog preamp in the back of the console. 48 volt is your 48 volt phantom power. That's what gives 48 volt to microphones. Some condenser microphones will require this, and if you're using a microphone together with something like a cloud lifter, in the case I am here with the Shure SM7B, where it's a very heavy microphone to drive, most of those also needs 48 volt phantom power for running the active electronics, which actually does boost up your mic signal. Then we have the polarity inverse, which Behringer incorrectly calls phase. But basically, your polarity inverse is basically the same as taking your hot and your balance cable and flipping them the opposite. This is very handy in the case you have one mic on top, one mic on the bottom of a snare. So that way one is pushing and one is pulling, instead of them going against each other. I will talk on this in a different video. Then you have your low cut, which is a part of your equalizer, which basically cuts off the low end in your EQ from 0 to 100 to 400 Hertz. Once you click on the view button or your config preamp, you can see a few things. You can see your source at which physical input this channel is pulling its audio from. It can be any channel on the back of the console, including aux ins. Then you have your link button, which links your two channels, like a stereo link. In here you can also select your gain, the same as you can do here, just do here. But we do have a few more functions here. You can see we have a delay knob here. Basically what this is useful for is if you have a delay chain. So say you have one microphone that's say going through multiple things. So say you have a vocalist that uses say a pedal board with some special effects that he uses on his voice or something. All of that can add delay. So if you say you have him doing that and all the other vocals are clean, just straight into your preamp, then you would use your delay to adjust and line up all the vocals together. There's a way more useful thing to use the delay for in regards to the output section, but that we will get to in a later video. Then you have your low cut again down here. But then you have two new buttons here. We have insert position and your insert. Insert position asks you where you want to insert your insert effect. Whereas in pre, your insert will happen before your equalizer. Whilst if you go to post, then it will come after your equalizer and compressor dynamics. Then you have your insert knob, which is basically that you can select what insert you want from here. So you can select from all the effects returns or from any of the auxes. Now, most of the time, ideally, you would select your inserts for your channels through your actual effects tab, because that lets you select specific channels, whilst your insert that you get on your config screen will only let you choose between the effects returns and your aux in on the back. So now, as we've gone through all this feature, let's take and set the level on this microphone. So you can see if I talk into the microphone now, you can see we have level. But you can see we have very little level. So what I'm going to do is turn up the gain until we hit around that minus 18-ish. Check, check, check. That minus 18, minus 12-ish, because that's the sweet spot where these Behringer preamps likes to lay. And then once we've done that, we can pretty much just turn this up and we'll hear this in the PA. Check. Ah, I forgot. Check. Check. Hello? Check, check. Why are you not? You're supposed to be sent there, you idiot. Then why are you not sending? Ah, lol. That's why. Or that should be why. That's why. So now you can see that we have level in our PA. We have level here. You can see it's still kind of low, but that's to be expected. We're not like shouting into the mic, so we could probably turn up the gain a tad bit to get a little closer to that minus 12 level. Hey! Around there. So now we have our input level set. But as you can hear now, we have another lot of low end going on, which is not great for a vocal microphone. So what we're going to do is that we're going to click and enable our low cut. Then I'm going to go over to the equalizer section. And then I'm going to take and turn this up until around that 100 hertz. 100 hertz, 120 hertz. Now you can hear it's a little spacey. Now these AKG D5s does have somewhat of a low cut built into them from before. So you don't really hear that much bass on these microphones. But you can kind of hear it when I turn the low off. You can kind of hear the difference in between there. So that is your video on the input section of the X32 Compact. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you did, love you, greatly appreciated. And as always, check out links down below for my socials and all my other channels. Other than that, stay tuned and stay awesome and stay chaotic.